welcome back to Alex and Annie, the real women of vacation rentals. I'm Alex.
And I'm Annie.
And we are here live with Dennis from Casiola, a many-time repeat visitor on our real show. And great to see you.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Well, there's no mistaking where the Casiola team is, always in the magenta. So I love to. I can always find you in a crowd, so it's good. But we wanted to talk to you about a couple of things you've got going on. One of them is this really kind of a huge program that you just put out after VRMA, the ambassador program for your franchise. So why don't you tell us a little bit about that? And I love the fact that you were able to incorporate the experience that you had at Sir Richard Branson's Island as kind of a carrot for people to participate, which I'm super excited about. I want to go.
Exactly. So no, it was really a life-changing experience. And when we were coming up with an ambassador program, yes, we need some kind of a financial stick to motivate people. But what can we offer them? That is something that most people never get to experience in their life. What is so unique that you think like, hey, let me join the ambassador program, because it's not something that most people can just do on their own. So that was really a great tie-in with my experience and to make the program really unique.
Yeah. I remember when you did that experience yourself last year, you posted pictures and everybody was saying, that's AI. There's no way that you were really with Richard Branson at his private house, and we had you come on the show to tell us about it. And it sounded like it was an incredible experience. But you got to eat with him, you went scuba diving with him, or you swam with him, all sorts of
I spent the whole week with him and now with his wife, who unfortunately just passed away last week. So I was literally sitting with her at the table last year around this time. So, but it was a unique experience. It really redefined what hospitality means for me. It's not always about the luxury, but really, I know it's a cliche. We've heard that so many times. But how do you make people feel like Necker
seen.
Island? You've got celebrities, presidents, billionaires vacationing there, and when I first arrived, I was like, is this it? I've stayed at nicer vacation rentals and hotels, but that feeling changed pretty quickly once you got to interact with their staff. They're a bunch of young people, and they're really trained the exact opposite of what most luxury hotels and resorts train their staff on. They're really pushed to interact with guests, to hang out with guests, even after their shifts. Drinking with guests is completely allowed. Partying with guests is allowed.
Wow.
So they really almost become like your friends during the week that you're there, and it's like they show you when you arrive, like, oh yeah, we've got 15 bars all over the island, but no one's gonna be there. Just go in, open the fridge and take whatever you want, and we've got a few kitchens set up, so if you're hungry, just go in, open the fridge and take whatever you want. And in the beginning it's like it's I was expecting like a butler following me the whole entire day, but it's so relieving. You don't have it's not so formal. It's really like you're visiting a billionaire friend's island, and you're at his home. Another thing that really stood out to me is there were no locks on any of the guest rooms, which is weird, right? Usually you have to walk around with like a key card or a key, and most people that go there, I assume have jewelry and diamonds with them. I don't, but most other people you
left your jewels and diamonds at home, so which is right.
But it makes you feel like you're not like home, exactly.
Well, and I've got one more question too, because yesterday there was a panel here that I missed, unfortunately, but it sounded like it was a great panel. It was about what is luxury, and it was a pretty heated debate there. I think Neer was on it, and Rachel and Steve Schwab, and just hearing what you're talking about, did it redefine in your mind what luxury is? Because it doesn't sound like it's luxurious, but the level of service
exactly
got it there.
They really want to take all your worries away. So you go there, they ask you when do you arrive, and from the moment that you set foot on the ground, you don't have to think about anything. You don't need your credit card to pay for anything. You don't need a room key. They pick you up at the airport. There's a boat bringing you to the island, and from there on, you don't even have to pick what you're gonna have for dinner. There's like one menu. It's all big communal tables. So you just take what you want. together with, like I said, the staff. The staff is eating with the guest, which is also something weird. Can you imagine that the hotel staff is eating at the buffet? Like, but that's really what's going on. The DJ is sitting there, and then at night he's throwing a party, and it was. It was really, really special. Something I've never experienced, but I took a lot away and tried to implement that in our business too.
Yeah, I remember you talking about just being in his presence, or Richard Branson's presence, and that he was never on his phone. That he was just so he made you were seen and you were heard and you were felt. And I think one of the things that the industry is struggling with a lot is, with AI, there's just so much robotics that's happening behind the scenes that we feel like we might be losing that personal touch. And I think that was a good reminder of like how much that human connection is so desperately needed in the business that we're in. I mean, we can automate as much behind the scenes, but people are still going to crave that interaction with people.
Yeah, absolutely. So there were no screens whatsoever on almost the entire island, I would say. So you arrive, but they already know you by name, so they don't need to check you in and look you up on a computer. There's no TVs in any of the guest rooms. That now they do have Wi-Fi, and a lot of people have to work, obviously, also when they're there, when they're running companies. But for Richard Branson, I don't know how many companies he runs, probably around 400 different companies under the Virgin brand. I saw him on his phone once during the whole entire week, and that was probably his wife calling to tell him that lunch was ready. But when you talk to him, he's really present. He's all there. He focuses 100% on you, no distractions, and he listens. He's not what I expected, the guy that would walk in and sucks all the attention out of the room. It's if you didn't know him, you would never guess that he's a billionaire and that he has done everything that he has done. He's so down to earth, and he's always, even at this level, when you talk with him, he's always thinking like, how can I help that person? Who do I know that could benefit from a connection? How can I bring them together, even if I have nothing to benefit from it? And that is really nice to see.
People connector.
That's
really great. Yeah,
that's really special. And so with the ambassador program, is just one person per year that will win that trip? Or?
No, so what we're trying to do, Casiola has a very ambitious goal. So we want to be in 100 destinations, have 10,000 homes under management, and generate $500 million in rental revenue each year. So we have very ambitious growth goals, but we also know we're not going to be able to get there alone. We need our industry
boots on the ground.
We also want to do that through partnerships, not just by us going all over the world, because that's going to be very hard to run an operation from Orlando on the other side of the world. Sure. So we're really looking for industry experts, people that are talking with property managers every single day, that are on the software side or on the service side, that know which property managers maybe need some help or are asking for help, where we could help them scale, grow their business, and that's why we launched the ambassador program to extend basically our network and our sales team to reach other people that we may never reach on our own.
Yeah, that's super exciting. And I was reading through it, and it was just so well thought out, and I thought the execution of the program was tremendous. I haven't seen anybody do that, so congratulations on that. But I wanted to ask you, so how were you able to leverage Necker Island? Like, did you call Richard Branson's office and say like, hey, I want to bring some people back, and they were like, sure? Like, how did that work out?
So he's a billionaire for a reason, right? So he lives there, but he rents out the island, so probably he lives there for free, and he let other people pay for all the services that are there. So you can rent out the island, and there's a few weeks a year that that you can rent individual rooms. So we reached out to my contacts there, and we have a few weeks in September that we can bring in some people. So obviously we're gonna have to pay for it,
Yeah.
but it's such a unique experience. So I hope I can share it with as many people
So
as
exciting.
possible.
Yeah, I think that was an absolutely like just cherry on the top of what you're trying to do
Yeah.
for this program. I think it's really enticing. So very cool.
Yeah, very cool. So, and the franchise model and how you grow this, I mean, heart and love has always been at the center of your brand.
Yeah. Yeah.
What does that look like from a culture perspective of you get an existing property management company that they want to join Casiola? How do you get them there from a culture point?
Yeah, so that's something very, very important for us. Much more than the money is the culture fit, and are the people that we gonna work with, are they aligned? Do they share the same values, the same mindset? So we do a lot of research there, and we talk to people that have worked with them. We do personality tests. So we spend a lot of time on that, because it's like getting married, right? It's easy to get into an agreement, but unraveling all that later on is a lot harder. So we want to be sure that we're teaming up with the right people, that we share the right vision and the same values.
So what does it look like in terms of someone who does decide to join Casiola with your technology stack? I think that's been a conversation with the various groups as to the way that they handle. Some of them are, everybody goes to the same PMS. Some of them are allowing people to stay. Like, what is your thought on that? Is it, streamline everybody or let them do what they're doing?
Eventually where we want to differentiate ourselves is really building a brand in vacation rentals, which is something I think is still missing a little bit. You have a bigger of the franchise brands out there, but to me they don't feel like a cohesive entity. If you go from one destination to another, you may have a completely different experience. So we want to standardize things a little bit more, so will be a similar tech stack too. I don't think you can get around that. If you want to try to scale, it's also very important that you simplify your business models. So we try to keep our tech stack very limited, make it simple and easy to use, but we also offer a lot of support, so that our partners don't have to worry about a lot of things that they have to worry today in their own business. So we try to take a lot of the things that they're usually not that they don't like doing, or that is very hard away, and we try to have them focus on their owners, their growth and their properties and guests.
And you've built a lot of tech for the company over the years too. So I mean, you guys have your secret sauce and industry knowledge, which is huge to help these property managers with that. But I would be remiss if I didn't ask about AI and how you're infusing that within the business. I know that you're working with Boom also, and maybe just share a little bit about that.
AI, I think on the guest side has been for me mind-blowing what we have seen there. I think we're right now at around 80% fully automation on the guest service side. And a lot of people look at it from a cost savings perspective, and that was initially also our thought, like, hey, what can we do here to make it more efficient? But then I started working with it, and it just blew my mind entirely. Like, AI is not just cheaper, but it's so much better also than our team. Just to give you an example, I set up our first destination myself. I love technology and trying things out, so I always want to be very involved in the beginning. So I had a guest in a building, was staying in Miami in a big high-rise, and they asked the team, like, at what floor is the pool located? And our team answered, like, hey, thank you for reaching out. Pool is located on the 12th floor. Let me know if there's anything else I can help you with. Have a great day. A perfectly fine, acceptable answer. I would probably answer the same if I was doing the job there. But then I saw the AI proposed answer, and it was like, hey, thank you for reaching out. pool is located on 12th floor, so same thing. But then they also added like the pool is open from sunrise to sunset. And if you go to the pool area, don't forget your amenity card, because you need that to open the door to the pool area. And by the way, don't worry about pool towels, because they're available at the bar. And I was thinking like, oh my God, I would have never.
It would have taken forever to write that every single time.
Exactly, I wouldn't even think about like the pool table, because guests didn't ask about it. And to top it all off, that guest was actually from France, so her question was in French. Our team answered in English, and I know Airbnb also does a translation, but the AI did it in like perfect French. So that was for me like a pivotal moment, like, hey, this is not just a nice gimmick or nice tool to have this. I mean, if you're not using this today or in the next year, you're gonna be irrelevant as a manager. You're just gonna have to do it. Guest expectations are gonna change. They're gonna expect instant answers in their language on their platform, whether that's Airbnb or WhatsApp or text, whatever it is. And if you're not doing it, you're gonna miss out. You're not gonna be in business very very long, I think. So it's not a matter of, oh, I would like to do it. You just have to.
Have you seen a difference in your review scores too?
Yeah, absolutely. We've seen now. Sometimes we also get feedback from guests like, "Hey, it feels like AI." So it's very important to keep that balance, because sometimes it keeps going in a loop. Like, "Oh, I will notify the team and get back to you," and then, "Hey, did you already have an update?" "Oh, I will check with the team and get back to you." So we need to get out of that loop. But overall, I think even if you call it's just insane. Most people don't realize that they're talking to an AI system, and if the AI doesn't know the answer, it's just gonna tell the guest, "Hey, can I please place you on a brief hold?" It sends a text or WhatsApp message to whoever is in charge of operation. You answer, and then the AI just continues the conversation. "Hey, thank you for holding. This is what you were asking about." So it's really mind-blowing. The biggest disruption for sure in our industry as long as I always say, since the introduction of dynamic pricing and revenue management, what is it, 7-8 years ago?
Well, speaking of revenue management, it's obviously a revenue management conference, but with the AI, I mean, I think there's been a lot of talk about like does AI put the revenue management like team sideline, put them in another part of the company? What do you think about data or the revenue management component with AI?
So I know Amy just walked in, but I don't think we're gonna have a revenue manager conference anymore in 5 years. That's my real honest opinion. If you see what AI can do just on image and music and like things that we never thought that a machine could do, I would be really surprised if AI cannot build the best revenue manager ever. Now, you're always going to need someone that is in control and that keeps an eye out, but that could be anyone. You don't have to be a data scientist anymore. But I think AI is going to completely take over revenue management and do a better job than the very best revenue manager that may be at this conference today. So, it's not what most people want to hear, but at least as a business owner, I think that's what's going to happen. Now, the bigger challenge is going to be, how are we going to be discovered, right? Like, if you ask AI, like, "Hey, I'm looking for a beach home with 3 rooms on those dates," I don't think people are going to use OTAs anymore the way they've been using them in the past. So you may get 1 or 2 or 3 options, and that's going to be it. So it's really going to be key, like, to be in those 3 options. That is a new area that we're all going to have to learn and study on. But it's excited. It's going to be. So
this might be the AI conference in a few years, is what you're
saying.
Absolutely.
But will AI Alex and Annie be sitting here?
I sure hope so.
You guys will be on the beach somewhere, and
exactly.
We could just clone our voices, and then
don't say that. That's the part that weirds me out.
Kidding.
Hopefully you're on Necker Island.
Right.
Right.
Exactly.
There you go. Yeah.
Well, that's great. Well, super excited for what you've grown, and just to see you, personally, professionally over the years. I mean, it's incredible what you've built, and your team too.
Yeah.
So just an incredible team.
It is all about the team, to be honest, because it's no longer about me. It hasn't been for a few years. It's also a cliche, but it's about finding the right people, like the A players that can bring your business to the next stage. It's much bigger now than one person. So we've got an amazing team, and we keep adding more and more amazing team members.
Very cool. Well, Dennis, we always appreciate you coming by. I know you're a busy man. You're in demand, and you have a session that you have to go to. So hopefully you're going to impart some of your wonderful wisdom about AI, and I don't know if it's about the revenue management component.
The next session is about EOS.
EOS.
Oh,
Okay.
cool.
Well, that's great. That's great. Well, we appreciate you coming by. We appreciate you supporting
Always
the
happy to be
industry.
here.
So thank you so much.
Yeah,
Thank
thanks
you,
to
guys.
everybody who came and also who's watching from home.